Good afternoon. This is Kyle, Technician 306 with John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. I'm here at 70 Peter Parley Street in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, 02130. We are doing an inspection of the main sewer lines here out to the city connection. So I'm going to get started. We're going to see what we can find. So we're going to pull it back. So right here, this is a major concern to start. So this is clay lined. You can tell just from the fact that there's no scaling from the cast iron, because cast iron rusts like crazy no matter how new it is. So this section has separated and has offset.
Is that still in the city?
No, so now we are in your line. So how Boston and most other towns run it is to the city connection, you own it. So even if your line goes into the middle of the street, until it connects to that city main, you own the line.
Responsible. Okay. Yeah.
So we have one offset just a few feet away from the city. This one is a slight offset. It's not as bad as the first one we saw.
As the one
As
in
the
the
one,
city?
yeah, the one that's right at the city. We keep pulling back here.
This is interesting.
The line here is in fairly good condition.
Can you see?
You know, what you're seeing on the walls is just waste that does accumulate over time, but it's not like there's any crazy buildup. So that's another slight offset right past 35, 36 feet. That one's not too bad, but you can see it is holding a little water right there. It shouldn't be doing that.
Does that mean it's going into the ground instead of into the main?
Yes.
Because of that?
But there is a spot where it's a lot worse that I need to show you. So you can see so clay is done in 3-foot sections, and it's held together by cement. So oftentimes over the years, the clay does start to fall apart. This is my major concern. That is an entirely broken section of line. So the water is just pouring into the earth from there. Whatever is making it past is getting to the city. But this is a very large area of concern simply because this is either dirt or roots that's growing into the line. This is a complete breakage in the line at roughly 30 to 31 feet. And you can see how the entire top is starting to cave down, and then we keep on pulling back. This is a section that was repaired previously.
Yeah.
So this green pipe is what we call SDR. So that section had to have been found to have an issue previously and been fixed and replaced. But as we come back, we go back into clay here. You can see the connection is slightly offset here as well. Oftentimes that happens because they have to use what is called a Fernco connection for clay to PVC, and so oftentimes it doesn't hold together very well. But compared to the offset and break that we had seen previously, I'm not too concerned about that one. This is another major area of concern. Those are tree roots. Or even if it's not tree roots, it's some type of root system.
Right.
Yeah, you can completely see the pipe here has cracked and broken away. So it's allowing earth and the roots to grow in. That's just past 17 feet. Another slight offset there. You can see how roots are starting to grow in through the top and the sides.
So this is clay piping when you say it's clay?
Yes,
Okay,
this
I
is,
got it. I
so
got
this is all, it's like terracotta
got
clay,
it.
basically. This is another section, right about 14 feet. It's another area of concern because you've got the offset, you can see on the bottom of the offset, and you've got tree roots growing all around now. A section of roots right there that have been ripped off by either the camera or something else. Another section here, this one is one of the worst section of roots. The entire top of this pipe at this area is completely gone.
Right.
So that, unfortunately, it's more of a matter of time before something happens there rather than if, it's now when. So that's a major concern. So basically between 15 to 12 to 13, 15 to 11 feet out, we've got some major areas of concern, and another one further down where I showed you the fully collapsed.
So the city? No.
Another offset right here where you can see water is going down through the base. And now we are actually getting back up into the house and the foundation. It's right in front of us here. We're only 5 feet away right now. And so here is actually where we go into our PVC connection that's right here. So this section of PVC was added when this bathroom was done. So that's a completely legal connection. There's no issues with connecting PVC like this to the old cast iron lines.
Okay.
And you can see, so the connection comes right up and through, and now we're in to this PVC cleanout that's right here. This PVC cleanout is what picks up the drains here in the basement.
Got it.
These two cast iron lines tie in directly right in front of that, only about a foot in.
Okay.
So the only thing that we're not seeing is roughly 2 feet of old cast iron. I'm more concerned about what's outside than this, because this, I'm going to guarantee you, is nowhere near as bad as what's out there.
I got you.
So with that, that does conclude the video inspection with John Seward.
Can I ask a question?
Shoot.
What would be the recommended remedy for something like this? And also, what would, so what's the main, obviously you say it's a big concern. What is the concern, other than obviously contaminated groundwater, things like that, but?
So the main concern is sewer backups. So when you have offsets, roots, things like that growing in the pipe, waste can build up.
Right.
If waste builds up too much, or those roots grow in too much, the line's clogged, and every single flush, water, anything that's run upstairs, is coming down to here, because this is the lowest point.
Right.
So if someone takes a shower, this shower down here is going to flood out and over, and the basement's going to be full of sewer water. So, the recommendations of what we could do to prevent any kind of issues would, A, be the most invasive one, which is full excavation and replacement of the sewer line, which obviously is not a cost-effective option. It is a very expensive option, and you're going to have to get the city involved, since more than likely you're going to be opening up the road. The next option, which is the least invasive option, and something I would have to discuss with my bosses to ensure that we could do it and that it would work, is a liner. We would come through, we'd jet the line out, get all those roots out of the pipe, and then put a liner in. Basically, the liner is just sleeving a new pipe into the existing one, connects it all the way to the city, fixes most of the offsets, or at the very least makes it to where they're not draining into the earth, and makes it to where you don't have to dig up the entire yard and part of the road. So it saves you, generally, I'm not gonna lie, liners are not cheap.
No, I know,
It's-
they're
it's-
$3,000.
It's an expensive technology,
I'm aware.
but it's definitely cheaper than digging up that whole hill and the road.
Police detail and all.
Yeah. The police detail alone is gonna cost you as much as a liner.
So I've done, I mean, when I did property management before,